To the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny Raw Episode 3, and boy do we have, is this episode 3 or 4? 4 comes later today. That's right, you heard me right, folks. Today there will be not 1 but 2 episodes of the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny, but tonight we have a big night of action, starting off with the opening contest. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, God is being forced to team with his ultimate enemy, Satan, in this tag team matchup against 2 of the South Park boys. The South Park boys looking to redeem themselves, hopefully, for a future shot at the tag team titles. But God and Satan, how will they get along? How will they coexist in the same universe? The fallen angel looking to still score a win, but at the demeaningment of God tonight. And after that big save yesterday on Patrick Starr, whenever he was trying to beat him down with that chair after the match, and God came back in, it looks like the feud between the 2 is not just finished quite yet, but who knows? Could this be the start of a partnership? We'll find out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, and it is a tag team match. Introducing first, all the way from hell, he is the devil himself, he is Satan! What a menacing man Satan is. We saw that brutal matchup with Patrick yesterday, who was coming off that big win against Robbie Rotten, just stopped dead in his tracks by Satan. Looking to continue to kill the momentum of the South Park boys, while at the same time halting the momentum of his partner, God. What an odd tandem, what an odd tag team. A tag team match we never thought we could see. But only here in the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny will you see Satan and God on the same team. Probably not on the same page, but on the same team nonetheless. On a show. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing his tag team partner. He is from the heavens above. He is God himself. God absolutely blessing us with his presence here tonight. That holy glow over him can only be one man. God looking to turn Satan, one of his former children, back to the light, to rejoin Christianity, once again become an angel, no more of the fallen angel. You know that that is God's wish, to end the evil in the world. But Satan is having none of it. That's why these two have feuded for eons. And it doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon, despite them being on the same team tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you at this time their opponents, Kyle and Stan, two of the South Park Boys. These two have had a hard journey to the top with that six-man tag team match at the Payback pay-per-view not exactly going their way, and in the rematch of the first match in our tag team title tournament, also still not going the same way for the South Park Boys. The Eds going to be facing Chuck Norris and Ash at the upcoming pay-per-view for those tag team titles. These boys are looking to redeem themselves here tonight. God going to start this out, and Satan tagging himself in, saying that he's going to start this. He's going to show the South Park Boys who's boss and show God who is boss. Big chop and a reversal. Big headbutt. As Satan starts this match off with Kyle, choking him on the ground now. Big stomps left and right. And God tags himself back in. We knew these two couldn't coexist. Just knocks God down. Satan is leaving. Satan is leaving God all to himself. However, this match will continue as a handicap match. God and the South Park Boys. Can you believe the despicable acts of Satan here tonight, knocking Stan down as God? God must continue his work in this matchup. We knew that God and Satan could not be a tag team tonight, but we were going to give it the benefit of the doubt when these two men came out here for this matchup. Satan just tagged himself in at the beginning. God can't handle it, tagging himself back in. And a big spine buster. God just going to go ahead and try to end this one right on early. The madness from God onto Kyle after Satan betrayed him, attacking his back. Two and a kick out. This match rolls on with a very angry God, but he is an almighty God, so he will continue. Big Uranagi from the corner. The South Park Boys trying to intervene on the outside. Big throw to God. Slightly distracted there. Wonder what those South Park Boys were talking about on the outside of the ring. Stan's moral fiber trying to tell him not to get back on the apron. Do not make this a tag team match. And another big throw, making it one-on-one right now between God and Kyle. Somewhat fitting between the leader of the Christians and a little Jewish boy. Over the top rope goes God. Stan picking him back up, trying to make this thing as fair as possible. But God not having it, thought that he was trying to betray him as Satan did. Big airplane spin into a cutter. And there is the betrayal. Stan had had enough of the anger of God following Satan's dismissal from this matchup. Throwing him into the ring post. The ring apron. Rather. A reversal from that big throw, and God gets back in the ring. Barely. Able to make the count. Gets him up. And down goes Kyle again. Hooks the leg, goes for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. God takes this win, even though his partner, Satan, walked out of this matchup. A shocked God is all we have to say, but there's Satan. Satan has come back out here for a stare-off with God. God telling him, get back in the ring. Satan congratulating him for doing it on his own, but he's saying to get back in this ring. All of the people are waiting to see it, but Satan refuses. What will happen next in this ongoing feud between Satan and God? I don't know. We're just going to have to find out as the time goes on. But ladies and gentlemen, up next, we have Eminem and Nicolas Cage going one-on-one. And you would expect that Ozzy is watching, lurking somewhere in the distance after that brutal attack that cost him the win last week on the Candyman, with that beatdown and that quick roll-up yesterday for that 1, 2, and 3. Nick Cage causing Ozzy not 1 but 2 loss heading into the pay-per-view. That match with the debuting Jesus is in question, one would have to think. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. And introducing first at this time, he is the self-proclaimed memeable man. He is Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, looking poised and ready to go. Showing the world once again that the only one that can make a joke out of Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage, as always. That serious stare on the way to the ring. Looking to one-up Ozzy again here tonight somehow, probably by winning this matchup. One would think that would probably earn him a spot in what would then be a triple threat #1 contenders match with Jesus. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing you at this time, his opponent. He is a rap god. He is Eminem. Eminem on the way to the ring now, making his on-screen debut here tonight. And what a big chance for Eminem to be in this match with Nick Cage. Here to show the world what he's got is Eminem. As the bell rings, here we go. Up to the top rope, Eminem. Oh, down. Off the apron to the ground. Quick into the barricade. Reversal. Big Russian leg sweep. And back into the ring goes Nicolas Cage, followed by Eminem. Big kick to the back. Big knee lift. Into the corner goes Nick Cage. Big boot to the face of Eminem. Big neck breaker there. Elbow to the chest. Continuing those big boots to the face is Nicolas Cage. Rolling around on the ground, just trying to wear him out. Inverted crossface there to finish it off with, not locking into the full submission hold. Going for it again, just trying to wear out Eminem. Again, going for that crossface, but not completely locking in the submission hold. The referee not having to check on Eminem to ring the bell for a submission. Over the rope. Looks like he's trying to get him back in with a big suplex. Trying to fight back into this match is Eminem. Hits the suplex. But another big reversal. Elbow to the gut. And a reversal. Big RKO out of nowhere. One. And a kick out. And what a maneuver from Eminem. That big RKO out of nowhere. And a big throw by Nick Cage. Nick Cage isn't sweating this matchup. Eminem lifts him up after the big Uranagi in the corner. A big reversal by Nick Cage. Picks him up and plants him down. Big discus clothesline. It's what we saw yesterday. Excuse me, the other day to beat. Who was his opponent in that matchup? I cannot honestly remember. But Eminem shoots back to his feet to cover up my botch there. Big bulldog out of the corner. No. Just doesn't happen for him. The match continues anyway. Big scoop slam. That matchup actually was Ozzy. Come to think of it, that was the big maneuver that actually had put away Ozzy. Eminem says that's it. Big RKO. Picks him up. Going for the end is near here. But Nick Cage not having any of it. And a back suplex. What great back and forth between these two men. Nick Cage just repeating the same maneuver just to wear down Eminem. And here we go again, up and down goes Eminem. But he fights back out of it. Big crossbody lefts and rights. Taking him to the top rope there. What could he be thinking? Big drop kick and a miss. Looks like Nick Cage is going for that big discus clothesline again. Can he hit it? And he does. And a 3. Nicolas Cage wins again with that big discus clothesline, defeating Eminem, toppling him down tonight. The streak for Nicolas Cage continues. There's Ozzy! Ozzy's here! Ozzy's here and Ozzy's beating up both men! Ozzy has had enough of Nicolas Cage. He's beating up both men. The referee gets things out of control, but Ozzy's presence has already been felt. Ozzy finally getting the revenge on Nicolas Cage, taking it out on Eminem as well. Ozzy Osbourne, can you believe the actions of that man with the low blows and now attacking him following his matchup? On yesterday's episode, you couldn't help but not to blame Nicolas Cage for his actions against Ozzy, attacking him before the matchup from so many attacks, but Ozzy just got his just desserts that night, but continuing these treacherous attacks. But ladies and gentlemen, up next, we're going to see Pennywise take on the Candyman who got a big win last week against Ozzy after that big attack, has demanded that he have at least a shot, one-on-one, non-title, to see if he can continue this winning streak against the horrorcore champion Pennywise. And that's exactly what we're going to find out tonight. Can the Candyman keep his streak going and prove that he is one of the best in the game today? Or was that roll-up just a fluke after that attack? The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is a hardcore division match. Introduced to you first at this time, he is the hardcore champion. He is Pennywise, the Dancing. We were wondering if we were going to see Pennywise between now and his title match with Jason Voorhees on this Friday's upcoming pay-per-view, but here is the answer. Of course, this is a non-title match. Pennywise taking advantage of that to have the belt nowhere around. But he will have that belt on Friday, and he will be defending against Jason, who is the number one contender after winning that triple threat match against Myers and Chucky. But ladies and gentlemen, introduce you at this time his opponent. He is the Candyman. Some other related information. He will not be going one-on-one at the pay-per-view with Jason Voorhees. That was actually Michael Myers, the Sheik, that had won that triple threat match. A few commentary blunders here today. I do apologize. It has been a long week of all of these great shows. It's hard to keep up with all of the action, especially when we haven't seen Pennywise or his number one contender in an episode or so. But we will see Pennywise in the ring here tonight against the Candyman, and this one's about to get underway. And here we go. Big clothesline takes Pennywise down. The Candyman is not going to try to mess up this opportunity, trying to show the world that yesterday's win was not a fluke, that he indeed has what it takes in this business, and hopefully to eventually become the horrorcore champion. Big lesson right by Pennywise after tossing him back from the corner. And a big takedown by the Candyman. Back into it, and back in it is Pennywise. Shuffling for position, all these two men, and over the top rope goes Pennywise, and out of the ring goes the Candyman as the referee begins his count. Another reversal. And more lefts than rights from Pennywise to the Candyman. Pulls him back in the ring. Going for the rake of the back there. Big double-handed bulldog. Candyman had enough battling back. Pennywise not having enough of it. But Candyman reverses again, bounces off the ropes. Going for a big leg drop. As this match continues, you can't help but to think, if he does beat Pennywise, over the top rope goes the Candyman. But if he does beat Pennywise here tonight, would that match become a triple threat match? Or would the Candyman just have to keep building until he won the number one contendership despite beating the champion? Rolling out of the ring is Pennywise, but following suit is the Candyman, who picks him up, plants him down. Go for a big suplex and a reverse and a neck breaker. Referee's count rages on. Into the barricade goes Pennywise. And not a single sign of the remorse shown by the Candyman, who knows that he has to stay on Pennywise if he wants to win this matchup and show that he is ready for that hardcore title. Tries to go for it again. Can we see it now? Going for it. Up. Oh, and a big suplex into a stunner there. Going for it. And he hits it. An alternate version of the maneuver paid her there. 1, 2, 3. He got him. The Candyman has beat Pennywise, showing his win was not a fluke, and showing to Pennywise, I can beat you if given the opportunity. But what's the Candyman doing? He sees Pennywise is down and he continues the attack. He just continues the attack. Wearing down Pennywise. Wearing down Pennywise is the Candyman. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm receiving word that later today on the next episode we will see Michael Myers versus the Candyman in a number one contenders match. Mikey is putting up the number one contendership against the Candyman, with the winner going on to face Pennywise Drake. But tonight, Post Malone has requested a match against the notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls to show Snoop that he is not the only one that can take his problems out on his friends. Ladies and gentlemen, the following is your co-main event, and it is scheduled for one fall. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first at this time, he is your current Ultimate Champion of Ultimate Destiny. He is Post Malone. Post Malone with the new change in attitude all about his image and staying champion, not about what he can do in the ring and the friends he once had. This big change in attitude came when the fans were cheering Snoop Dogg after not winning the title. Post said, "I won this title and you didn't cheer me. You cheered the man that tapped out." Snoop responded by challenging Post to a rematch, and Post accepted. Tried to take out the knees more that night in that big tag team match. Snoop being forced to tap out again. Last week Snoop had enough, challenging Drake, pinning him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, leading Post to challenge the notorious Big E Smalls. I can't talk here today. Kept wanting to say Big IG. That's not correct. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponent, he is the notorious B.I.G. And we know that Biggie Smalls is only out here to kick ass and teach lessons. That is what he said a few weeks ago in that big tag team match whenever he was announced as the partner for Snoop Dogg. Gonna beat some respect into Post Malone tonight, one would think. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Post with some tricks, shaking Biggie's hand before the match. Big neck breaker to start this thing off. But of course, offering the hand. Biggie is a respectable man. He's going to shake it. Big DDT by Biggie Smalls. Big clubbing blow to the back neck region. Into the corner. And big elbows from that reversal. And a big bulldog to follow it up. Mocking himself in the one match is Post Malone. Shouting down and a big poke to the eye. Big neck breaker. And it looks like Biggie has had enough trying to get those stomps down, and no. Going after the legs of Biggie Smalls now is Post Malone. Not taking this thing serious at all. Big kick to the gut. Biggie reverses it. Big DDT. Biggie trying to plant Post down there, and he does. Going for the cover. And a 1 and a kick out. Match rages on. Into the corner. And there's Biggie Smalls just trying to beat the hell out of Post Malone here for not taking anything serious. Again, trying to beat the respect into Post Malone. Just continuing his gargantuan beatdown. And over the top rope goes Big E, and a big snapshot stunner. Going to the top rope is post. And a big elbow drop to the outside on to the Notorious B.I.G. Scrapes his heel on the face of Big E Smalls. Into the ring apron goes Post Malone. And back in the ring goes Post. Big elbow to the face. Go for that big shot to the back of the head. Continuing everything, he got big chop. Saying that this thing is over. Could it be? No. Big chop back by Post Malone. Pulling him to the middle of the ring. Could we perhaps? Another big heel to the face there. Could we perhaps be going for that figure 4 leg lock that is taking out both Snoop and potentially Big E now? Not Big E, Big E. Going for those repeated stomps in the corner. Nails him with those shots. Continuing to go after that back area. And a reversal. Pulling him towards the middle of the ring. Snapping that leg. Post says that's it. Down goes Big E Smalls, and he's locking in that figure 4. Just locking in that figure 4. Will he be able to fight back out of it? He's fighting back, ladies and gentlemen. He is fighting back as hard as he possibly can. But what is the difference if it has hurt his legs so bad to the point that he can no longer compete? And a big slam. He's trying to stay in this contest. Heel rake of his own. Big chop. Dragging him to the middle of the ring. What's Big E going for here? Going for a big submission of his own. But will Post fight back, or will Post get to the ropes? Post gets to the ropes. But Big E says it's a time to go a-swinging. Swinging Post around as many times as he can take it. And now goes for the cover. And a kick out by Post. Another reversal leg sweep. Down goes Big E. Stepping on that chest. These two giving it everything they got. And it's all about respect. Sending him into the corner. Big maneuver by Post Malone. I guess that is why this man is the champion. Big back body drop. Another big back body drop. This thing continues. Big chop. He picks him up. Can he beat him? Going for that big choke slam. And he nails it. But Post still somehow manages to kick out. Going back after that leg is Post Malone. Dragging Biggie Smalls back to the middle of the ring. And once again going for that figure 4 leg lock. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go for the Notorious B.I.G. He has to tap. He has to tap. And that's why the man is champion. You may not agree with his tactics. You may not agree with the things that he says. But the man has a strategy that works every damn time. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of your match, he is the Ultimate Champion of Ultimate Destiny. He is Post Malone. But what a hell of a performance by the Notorious B.I.G., giving it just about everything he possibly could to defend the honor of his pal Snoop Dogg. Oh, what the hell? There's no need for this, Post. He's continuing the attack on Biggie Smalls. There's no need for it. Pulling him back to the center of the ring. Come on. There's no need for this. He's going to lock it back in a figure 4. He's going to break his damn legs. Break it up. Break this match up, referee. Get this. Get Post out of the ring. A brutal attack, putting him back in the figure 4 until he snaps the legs of Biggie Smalls. What a sign going in to the match with Snoop Dogg, and I have a feeling of what match type that's going to be. But ladies and gentlemen, we got one last matchup here tonight on episode 3, 4 coming up later tonight, and of course the pay-per-view tomorrow. The men that will contend for the tag team championships, Chuck Norris and Ash Williams, of course, will be facing 2 members of the Ed Boys. That's why we have a one-on-one match between Ed and Ash here tonight. Both of these teams qualified in 5-star matches, worthy of going back to check out if you haven't already. Both hell of encounters, and we expect nothing less from the tag team title match at the pay-per-view on Friday, and from Ash and Ed here tonight. The following contest is your main event of the evening, and it is scheduled for one fall. Ladies and gentlemen, on his way to the ring, accompanied by Double D and Eddie, Ed. The Ed Boys back on their strut, letting Chuck Norris and Ash know that they do not fear them, and they're not taking their opponents rather seriously. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing at this time his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Chuck Norris, Ashley Williams. They have deemed their tag team If Chins Could Kill, the story of Ash and Chuck Norris, and that story continues here tonight. These two had a one-on-one encounter, realized their chemistry was so great Just like the Mega Powers with a handshake heard around the world. The next week they decided to contend for a chance at the tag team titles in that #1 contender qualifying matchup, winning that encounter against the Pokemon, and now we're here tonight. A good show of sportsmanship as these two shake hands before the matchup. As the bell rings, you get the big crossbody and left and right, the signature of Ash starting out his matchups. Another big Russian leg sweep, taking down Ed. Whipping him into the corner. Gonna try to put him up to the top rope, no. Dodging another, no, picking him up. Perhaps a scoop slam, no. Dropping him right on his face there. Big punch to the side of Ash's face. Going after the leg now. But Ash is not having any of it. To the outside and back in the ring. But back down goes Ash. But down goes Ed. Big spine buster. Can he win off that? Goes to the cover. One. And a kick out. Ash thought for sure that was it. Down goes Ash again. Big clothesline. Out of the ring rolls Ash. Catches him from behind. Going for it. Bitter end. 1, 2, and a kick out. Dropping Ash back down. Trying to get back into this matchup is Ed. And a big power bomb. But here comes Ash, firing back up. Big cutoff, big spear, and no. Here comes Ash, he's fighting back in it. Clothesline. Another clothesline. Bounce off the ropes. And a big bulldog. And a big spine buster. Here he goes with the bitter end again. Going for 1, 2, and another kick out by Ed. Ash thought he had it there. Sends him into the ropes. Big chop, big punch, big chop, big punch. Continue with that assault in the corner as this match rolls on and on. Big knee lift to the face of Ed. Both of these men just trying to destroy each other. Reversal by Ash. Goes for another big bulldog. Big Superman punch. And a kick out before 1. Fights him around back. Keeps going. Big elbows to the face. Dodges him. Picks him up. Going for a big suplex. And he hits it. Going back to the head. Another big knee lift. Big elbow to the face. Another big spine buster. Can he hit it? Can he hit that third bitter end? Going for that next bitter end. Hits it with the pin. Hooks the leg. Go for it. 1, 2, 3. Ash beats him. Down goes Ed. The reign of Ash and Chuck Norris continues. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, Ashley Williams. What a big match between the two. They threw everything they had at each other. Very back and forth in this matchup. But what will it be like when you have two of the Ed Boys versus Ash and Chuck Norris? It's going to be a great encounter at the Friday pay-per-view. We hope everyone can check that out, streaming at 3 o'clock on Friday. But make sure that if you enjoyed this show today, that you check out episode 4 of Raw, the last before the pay-per-view, going live around 10:45, 11 o'clock, somewhere in there. Find out what happens on the go-home show to the pay-per-view. But ladies and gentlemen, for the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny, I am your master of ceremonies, thanking you for joining as always, and of course, signing off.